Hi everyone, Reverend Tammy here. Today we're going to talk about the West Liberty Star newsletter. The West Liberty Star was started on April 2nd, 2018. After the 2 years before that, I wrote for the Urbana Citizen paper, Champaign County, Ohio, and I wrote different articles about things that were happening in the area, mostly West Liberty, Champaign, and sometimes Logan County. After I stopped doing that, I kind of missed writing stories. So for those 2 years, every month I wrote a story about West Liberty, the history of West Liberty. And that's probably what I missed the most. I love talking about West Liberty and sharing its history with others. So I started the West Liberty Star newsletter, excuse me, and these folders are the results of that. Now, sometimes it's 1 page long, sometimes it's 4 pages long. You never know, just depends on what is the contents for that week. The newsletter comes out every Monday. Now, there's no certain time that I send it out. It just depends on if I work the night before, because if I work the night before, I'm going to sleep when I get home, so it doesn't get done until later afternoon or evening. If I don't, then I usually send it out in the morning or early afternoon. So it just depends on when I work. Now, when I first started the newsletter, I wanted to be able to have copies and put them in the different businesses in West Liberty for people to come and pick up. But unfortunately, I was having too many left over and it was getting quite costly. And when I started it, I had folks who used to live in West Liberty but live out of state or elsewhere now and wanted to know if they could have an online copy. So that's what we continue doing once I stopped doing the paper copies. Although I would really like to do the paper copies if they would all get picked up so that I didn't have any leftovers. Don't want to, I wasn't charging anything for it, they're free. So I started the online, and as of right now, I have 122 subscribers. So that's just awesome. So the newsletter, today is Monday, so I just sent that out a little while ago. And it's always fun to send that out, and then people can see their copy for the week. Why I do it on Mondays is because I want to be able to share what happened over the weekend if there was anything special going on in West Liberty. And I figured by Monday I could tell everybody what's happening the next weekend. So it kind of just gives everybody a heads up as what's going on. Now, usually in the newsletter, there is a calendar of events that are coming up in West Liberty and also a Bible verse every week. Those are the things that are usually in there. And then whatever content, sometimes I'll get a story out of one of my old history books, which is always fun, or come up, maybe share one of the stories I've already written that I had in the newspaper. Just a lot of different things, you never know. Sometimes a poem or a challenge, or you just never know what. So it's always fun because it's never the same. There's always something different every week. And it's a privilege to be able to share this with my West Liberty friends, whether they live in West Liberty anymore or not. So I really appreciate those who subscribe. And if you would like to subscribe to receive the West Liberty Star by email every Monday, then go to my website, revtami.org, revtami.org. And on any of the pages down at the bottom, you will see where you can subscribe to the newsletter. You will also see one that you can subscribe to follow Gloryland Ministries and receive a newsletter on what's happening or what's happened with Gloryland Ministries every 3 months. I don't want to be sending out too much mail because sometimes we can get overloaded. So it just goes out once every 3 months. And the next time will be in April. So you would get subscribed to either one or both, whichever you want. But just make sure if you want the newsletter to sign up for the newsletter one. And then if you just want to follow Gloryland Ministries, just sign up for that one. Or you can sign up for both and, get the newsletter and a second newsletter every 3 months about Gloryland Ministries. It's a lot of fun to be able to put these newsletters, both of them together actually. And I'm so appreciative of all these people. Check it out. These are their emails. And I really appreciate everybody who has signed up for the newsletter. And it just helps me to be able to share a little bit more about West Liberty in a different way. So I hope that they get a lot out of it. I've heard good comments, and I really appreciate that. And sometimes when I send the newsletters out, sometimes I'll get them back. Electronics, who knows why? It's the right email address, so I send it again. I send it 3 times. If I keep getting it back, then I will wait till an hour or so later on in the day to try sending it again because for whatever reason it may not want to go through the first time. So, just to let you know, I do try to send it. Sometimes it doesn't. It comes back every single week. So, I have to take that off my list because there's no way to contact that person because for whatever reason their email is not working. And if any time you do not want to receive the email, either one of them actually, then just send me a note, send me an email, and let me know, and I will take you off the list. No big deal. Um, but it helps to know that you don't want to receive it anymore than to keep getting the emails back because that email address no longer works because it was stopped because they didn't want to get the newsletter. So just let me know, and I can take you off the list, although I really hope you don't want to do that. So I hope you like, let me find, this is this year's, and this is this week's copy. And also, um, if you don't want to get a subscription, that's okay. But you can also see them on my website on the West Liberty Star page. My website guy, Chris, he's awesome with Berry Digital. So if you need a good website, check them out. I really appreciate all the work that Chris does and help me change things and add things and all that kind of good stuff. And if you'd like to check out the website, it is revtammy.org, R-E-V for Reverend, REVTAMI.org, revtammy.org. It has all the different things that I do on there. And my email address is on there too. If you want to send me a quick email about something, go for it. That's awesome. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, if you have not subscribed down below, hit that subscribe button, and then you're going to see a bell come up. Press that bell because then you're going to get a notification of every time I post a video on my blog. Oh, not my blog. I'm sorry. On my YouTube channel. So don't forget to um, subscribe and then click the bell. And then you'll be a part of my um, YouTube family. We'll say it that way. So thank you so much. You guys have an awesome day. God bless. Bye bye.